Alrighty guys, so in this question, this problem is asking us to solve this problem, right? And there's a couple things going on here. We got an addition and a multiplication. So if you guys remember PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, okay? So according to PEMDAS, the order of operations, right? You got to multiply this part, you got to do the multiplication first before you can do addition. Okay, that's important. Because if you do this part first, and then you multiply by that, you're going to get a wrong answer. It's going to be totally different from the answer that should be correct, right? So before you do addition, you got to do the multiplication. So I'm just going to rewrite 7x to the third power times square root of 6 plus, okay. So these are both square roots. These are both radicals. Okay. First of all, I got 12x squared, square root of 12x squared, and I've got square root of 2 times x to the fourth. So these exponents, when you've got, when you've got like an exponent underneath a radical, all you gotta do is divide it by 2. So for example, this this x squared that's underneath the radical, I'm just looking at the x squared for now, underneath the radical, this is the same thing as x squared, x to the power 2 over 2. The 2 in the numerator corresponds to the square, okay? And this 2 in the denominator is corresponding to the square root, okay? Same thing for x to the fourth power underneath the radical. This is equivalent to x to the fourth, x to the 4 over 2. 4 corresponds to the exponent. The 2 in the denominator corresponds to the square root. Okay, so this corresponds to x, or x to the 1 power, and this corresponds to x squared. Okay, so we can take both of those out. Square root of x squared is just x, and then square root of x to the fourth is x squared, and then we can combine the 12 and the 2. We'll just say for now 12 times 2. Okay, so x to the first power times x to the third. When you multiply, the same variables with this, the same variables that have exponents, you add the exponents. Okay, multiplying these two, x to the first power times x to the squared is going to be x to the third power. Okay, you just got to add the exponents, and then it's going to be 12 times 2. We can break down 12 into 4 times 3. Okay, and then times 2. What is 4 squared? 4 squared is 2, so that's going to be 2 times x to the third times the square root of 6. Okay, so this is just this part, okay? I forgot to carry down this part. So we still gotta solve the addition part, okay? So we got 7x to the third power times the square root of 6 plus 2 to the x to the third power times the square root of 6. Okay, well this actually works out really well because both of these numbers have the same, they're both multiplied to x to the third power to the square root of 6. If that was not the case, you wouldn't be able to add them like that. You would have to, if this was x to the fifth power, or whatever, or this was a square root of 2 or whatever, you would just have to keep it as is. But because they both have the same variable to the same exponent, and they're both multiplied to the same radical, square root of 6, you can combine these. So this is just going to be, 7 plus 2, that's 9, times x cubed, times square root of 6.